Have you ever wondered how the growing national debt might impact our economy's future and its fiscal sustainability? Let's break it down. National debt is essentially the total amount of money our government owes to its creditors. It's like a credit card bill, but on a much larger scale. This debt accumulates for a variety of reasons. Maybe it's to fund infrastructure development, a new highway perhaps, or a state-of-the-art hospital. Or maybe it's to respond to crises, like a natural disaster or a pandemic. Now, what about fiscal sustainability? In simple terms, it's the government's ability to finance its operations and meet its obligations without incurring debt levels that are unsustainable. Think of it as a household budget. You want to be able to pay your bills and still have enough left over to save for the future. So, as we can see, managing national debt is like walking a tightrope. It's a delicate balancing act. Now, what happens when the national debt keeps growing? How does it affect our economy? Imagine you're a person who's taken on too much debt. The more you owe, the more you have to pay back in interest, right? The same applies to nations. When a country's national debt continues to swell, it can lead to higher interest rates. This is because lenders demand more return for the additional risk they're taking on. And these higher interest rates? They can crowd out private investment. In other words, they can make it more expensive for businesses to borrow and invest in new projects, slowing down economic growth. Then we have this concept of debt servicing. It's like the monthly payments you make on your credit card or your mortgage. For a nation, debt servicing refers to the money it has to pay back to its creditors, both the loan amount and the interest. When a country's debt grows, the cost of debt servicing goes up. This can eat up a substantial portion of the government's budget, leaving less money for public services like education, healthcare, and infrastructure. And what if the government can't manage its debt? Well, it might resort to printing more money. But here's the catch. When there's too much money chasing too few goods, prices go up. This is what we call inflation. And while a little inflation can be good, too much can be disastrous, eroding our purchasing power and potentially leading to an economic crisis. Alternatively, the government might implement austerity measures to reduce its debt. This could involve cutting public spending or raising taxes. But these measures can also slow down the economy and negatively impact people's lives, especially those who rely on public services or are in lower income brackets. So, you see, the national debt isn't just a government problem, it's everyone's problem. It's like a ticking time bomb. If not managed wisely, it can lead to economic instability, affecting businesses, individuals, and the very fabric of our society. The growing national debt, therefore, can have far-reaching implications for the economy and for us as individuals. So, with all these challenges, how can governments manage growing debt while ensuring fiscal sustainability? Let's explore some potential strategies. First, there's prudent fiscal management. This means making careful decisions about spending and revenue generation. It's about setting clear priorities and making tough choices. Governments need to scrutinize their budgets, identify wasteful spending, and ensure that each dollar spent contributes to the country's welfare and growth. It's not about cutting costs indiscriminately, but about spending money where it will have the most impact. At the same time, governments should look for ways to boost revenue without resorting to excessive taxation. They could explore innovative financing methods, improve tax collection efficiency, or broaden the tax base. Again, it's about making smart choices, not just raising more money. Second, there's economic growth. A growing economy generates more revenue, which can be used to pay down debt. But it's not just any growth. Governments should strive for inclusive and sustainable growth that benefits everyone, not just a select few. They should invest in sectors that have the potential for high returns, such as technology, education, and renewable energy. And then there are structural reforms. These involve making changes to the way the economy works to make it more efficient and competitive. This could include reforming labor markets to make them more flexible, improving business regulations to foster entrepreneurship, or investing in infrastructure to boost productivity. But here's the thing. It's not just about reducing debt. It's about managing it wisely. Fiscal sustainability is about striking a balance. It's about ensuring that the government can meet its current and future obligations without jeopardizing economic growth or placing an undue burden on future generations. So, while the task is daunting, it's not impossible. With the right strategies and a commitment to long-term sustainability, governments can navigate the path of fiscal sustainability. In the end, the path to fiscal sustainability is about making smart choices today that will benefit us all in the future.